Hey guys, what up? It's your boy Khan, TDK, Mr. So Real. And in this division video, we are going to be going over what was said in the year one anniversary / what's coming up with year two with the division live stream. They had a special live stream last night. And as usual, they have pushed it into some really weird time space where I think they start showing it around 2 a.m. Japan time, so that it's pretty much impossible since I have work in the morning for me to watch these things. They used to be really early, but they changed it. I don't know why they did that, but they make it extremely difficult for me, which is why I kind of had to stop doing the state of the games. It's too late, and by the time I get around to making a video, it's pretty much too late. So anyway, we're going to talk about what's going on with the year one anniversary, and we're going to be talking about what you should be expecting with the release of year two. Now, if you don't know what's going on with that, then please stick around for this video and enjoy what's coming up because I got quite a few things to say. Let's go. So here we go. The 1 year anniversary of the division was yesterday, and they decided to do a special kind of celebratory live stream where they talked about their favorite moments and some of the things that are coming up in year two. Now, if you have continued playing the game and you're still with the game and you're still loving the game, then that's great news for you. Now, if you're not really enjoying the game and you're kind of getting to that point where you're trying to decide whether you want to play another game, Jinx, I'm looking at you, then there is a bit of news and a bit of information I think every division player really needs to understand. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of what happened or what's going to happen with year two, they had a few people who were on the couch. They were the producers of the game in some aspect, form, or another. Hamish was interviewing these three gentlemen, and I believe Yannick and Peter were in the back looking at chat. Now, if you would like to see exactly from the horse's mouth the entire live stream, please go to Twitch and check out their Twitch channel. You can see it anytime directly from them, and you can see what the people had to say. You don't have to go to these other YouTubers who just directly copy and paste and post it up. Go straight to the horse's mouth. You can see it from them and see what they have to say. And you can also read the chat and see what other people were saying in the chat as well, which is another added benefit of going to their official Twitch channel to see what's been going on, especially for this live stream. All right, now with all of that being said, we have a lot of things to cover, so I want to try to get through as much of this as quickly as possible. So the first thing that they did in the live stream was a year in review. Now, the producers were saying that it was a huge learning experience and that the community was the strongest point of the game. It was kind of seemed like their main reason to keep up with the game. They didn't say that exactly, but they did allude to the community reshaping how the game's development was, and they really just kind of wanted to say thank you in a way, kind of quasi sort of way. They said thank you to the community for being persistent, and they use I forget which word they use, but they're not really being trolly or anything like that, but they were trying to say that even though that the community is very passionate, they still liked that the community was more passionate than apathetic, and that was a good thing. So with that being said, some other things that they talked about were before we really get into it, is that the boosting issue with Last Stand as it stands right now is supposed to be fixed. They said tomorrow, and of course that was yesterday, so it should be fixed by today. So by the time you're hearing this or watching this video, the boosting thing in Last Stand is supposed to be fixed. Now, whether that's actually going to be fixed still remains to be seen. I'm pretty sure that people will figure out some kind of other exploit for it, but we will see. Honestly, I had a few talks with some people that I play the division with, and I will be making a real talk about exploits and the division very, very soon. So if you want to hear my comments on that and about the community for the division, my thoughts on it, and all of these exploits, then please stick around for that, and remember to stay, kind of active on the channel. Remember to subscribe if you want to hear some thoughts from someone who's a real player who actually cares and is quite opinionated, I guess. All right, now with my opinions aside, talking about what's going on with year one. There is a year one anniversary and a kind of not really gift. I wouldn't really call these things gifts. I mean, I guess you could call a couple of them gifts, but there's something that's going on for a bit of a promotion. And this is in regards to year one, the year one anniversary. So the breakdown as it goes is that from Thursday, March 9th to Thursday, March 16th, if you log into the division, or if you play the game, load it up, then you should get a free emote and 200 premium credits, which pretty much is like $2. Then from Thursday, March 9th, same day, until Saturday, March 11th, there will be double XP HVT weekend. So if you do HVTs, you get double the XP. And that's until Saturday, the 11th. Now, from Thursday, March 9th until Wednesday, March 14th, there is a double field proficiency cache thing that is going around. I still don't know the particulars of all of that, but that is what they said in the live stream. Now on to what's up for year two. So first off, the guys said that the 4 studios that work on the division, including Massive and Redstorm, that, we know those guys are all working hard on putting continued support into the division for another year. They went on to say that the content for year 2 will be free and that there will be no season passes and no timed exclusive content for any particular platform. So that is very, very good news. All right, so one major thing of note is that the way that this year 2 expansion is going to be set up is that it's going to have seasons. Now, there's been a leaked image that has a couple of names of things and some artwork that's posted up, and some of the details have kind of made a bit of sense, but whether those are correct and whether that stuff is going to make it in the game is still kind of hearsay. They haven't officially announced anything, so please take that with a grain of salt. Until they confirm it, none of that stuff is real, but they did set it up and say that there were going to be seasons. Now, in the first season, they're going to have something that is similar to what I recommended a long time ago of having modifiers in some of the missions, or particularly I brought it up when Skill Up was complaining about the underground and about the game being too easy. I brought that up, that they should have more fun activities, something to kind of make the combat a bit more dynamic, having it be a bit more fun and switching things up a bit. So it seems that maybe they caught wind of that and they decided that that kind of an idea or that system would be very beneficial for the game. Now, something similar to that has been put in Destiny before. So if you know anything about Destiny and Nightfalls, they have modifiers on their weekly missions that are reset every, I think it's Tuesday, depending on where you are. And, depending on the challenge, you have certain things that you can and cannot do. And now the division is going to have something similar, not exactly the same, but they are going to have these modifiers that play a big role in switching things up. So you may be wondering what these modifiers are like, and the first thing to note is that the modifiers and a lot of this stuff is going to be seasonal and it will be themed. The mods that you may see could be something like play up close and personal, something similar to combat within 15 meters does, some kind of damage, or anything more than that would do less damage, something to that effect. And when asked about these mods, would they work in PvP, they didn't say the mods would be included in PvP, but alluded more to being a kind of PvE thing. And a more, geared to story, but they're still flexible about how that goes. And they we're still kind of waiting to see, which kind of tells me that a lot of this stuff has not been fully flushed out yet. Now, the next thing that is making it into the game that people have wanted is loadouts. The loadouts that they showed where there were 6 different slots, and they all did, you could customize them to be any way that you wanted them. And they would let you bank your weapons, your gear, your talents, and your skills. So you really wouldn't have to switch anything around. You could make a loadout, have it exactly the way you wanted, and all of that stuff would port over. So no more spending a whole bunch of time in your menu trying to figure out what you wanted to do and how to set up your character. And this is a very long overdue addition. So if you're a longtime Division player and if you're a longtime Destiny player, then I'm sure that you can start to see a lot of the similarities that are going on with the Division and Destiny in terms of its content. These modifiers are probably similar to something like Nightfalls. They're going to have these different things that you need to do in order to be efficient in your kills and getting everything going. And the other thing is that exotics, the names of the high ends have been changed to exotics. And they have emotes. Destiny has had emotes for quite a while. They're also doing skins in the Division, similar to how Destiny had the shaders. And there are just a lot of things from the Destiny kind of universe. Even the way that these things are being spaced out seems a lot like Destiny. So if you were one of those people way back when that said, this game is a lot like Destiny, and then, a month later you say, oh, this game is nothing like Destiny. Well, seems within that year they've decided to be a lot like Destiny. And a lot of these things are, they're still good ideas and they're welcome. So I think a few of them are long overdue, and it's good to see that they are adopting some of these things to give incentive and bonus to the player base who play the Division. They also mentioned something that they were calling feats, which are similar to accomplishments that reward you in a kind of Boy Scouty kind of badge way for completing different things, different objectives. So things like finishing all 3 legendary missions or getting 100 weak point kills, things like that, maybe a number of headshots, something like that would be retroactive, and these things are called feats, and you would get these patches, kind of maybe cosmetic, that you could wear that shows people, hey, I did this, and either I'm a complete badass or I'm a total noob. I don't know which one it would be, but they did have something like that would also be coming. Now, when the question of speed run type feats be into the game, like per se, maybe you finish X mission in X amount of time and then you get some kind of badge for it. Hamish actually brought that up, and it seemed like that really wasn't on the table and that he kind of said too much. Maybe with enough pressure, things like that might make it into the game if enough people want them. So if you're into something like that, then you may want to make your opinion known on the forums for the Division. Now, one thing to remember is that these badges and skins and emotes and things of that nature would be seasonal. And that, again, is similar to Destiny and how they do their books, similar to the Moments of Triumph, where, you have a certain season where you can complete certain tasks and certain things are available only in that season. So that is something to keep in mind if you are planning to be a collector and go for everything. Now, there's also an update to the UI in the first season that is supposed to come. So people who are looking for a bit of a UI update or to know a little bit more about other characters, then this kind of update, I'm guessing it's probably similar to what Marco Styles was talking about in some of his other videos, may be coming, but they didn't officially announce what the changes were going to be. So we'll just have to wait and see to figure out what's going on with that. Another thing worth mentioning was the talks of a template build for newer agents. Now, this I thought was a really, really good idea for people who still have trouble making a build, or for people who are newer to the game, it's kind of like a training wheels for people trying to come to grips with how the game works and how to make a build. And I personally think that this is a great idea, and it should help out a lot of newer agents and even some veterans when it comes to building their character, to have a specific role or to use a specific gear set. Now, keep in mind that all of these things are to be added in the first year 2 expansion. All of the things that I mentioned are going to be in the first expansion for year 2. Now, if you're wondering about what's coming in the second expansion for year 2, then let's talk about that. Now, the second expansion, they said, is going to be more focused on story, missions, and things of that nature. The thing about this is that they didn't sound like they really knew any of the stuff that, was supposed to be worked out, and that they, kind of didn't have a really solid plan for what was to come. They just said that it was going to focus more on story. Now, they used the term injecting more story into the game, which to me, upon first hearing, it sounded like they didn't really have an idea for the progression of the story, which would kind of explain why none of the DLCs really did anything to tie up loose ends or push the story in any kind of way. So if you were hoping for a deeper story and something to sink your teeth in for year 2, it may it may come to pass, but don't hold your breath. Kind of really can't say for sure, but the one thing that I would say is check out the stream and watch it on their Twitch page and see how they came across in their explanation of the story. And you guys let me know what you think. If it came across as something like it seemed like they were either just being coy and they didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, or do you kind of agree with me and say that it almost seems like they didn't really have a solid clue about how they wanted the story to go or not? You guys let me know in the comments what you think. Do you, after watching, what they said, do you feel like they really have a solid plan going into this year 2, or is it kind of a seat of their pants type deal? Let me know.
One thing's for sure, though, is that a large paid DLC expansion of the playable area into Queens,
like a level cap increase, and
a level cap increase, that's off the table.
Okay, I just want to make it clear to people.
That I think it's clarity is our friend, and that is really off the table. But we are taking our responsibility towards the narrative of the game very seriously.
Now we come to a very important statement made that I think stabs the division in the chest for a lot of people. There won't be any raids or large new areas in Queens or a level cap raise. So I'd say they plan on using a lot of the open world that they have, and they'll probably recycle quite a bit of the things that are already in the game to meet the deadline. That's kind of how I think it will play out. Now, whether it does or doesn't, that's still yet to be seen. But personally, and this is, my personal opinion, I don't mind them using a lot of the map that they already have. I'm sure they know that quite a few areas don't get as much traffic. So if they use the lesser used areas, I'm sure that some of the stuff would be new to some players, and that's really not a bad thing. The question would be, would the content be able to stand up and be fun and engaging for people to play? That's the real question. Now, one of the major things, especially for me, that I was really happy to hear about, and I know a lot of people, especially people who follow this channel and like my content, are going to be excited and happy about, is to hear that now, the last thing we really need to hear that's really going to pop things off is that finally they're going to be bringing the PTS to consoles. So remember that free giveaway weekend kind of thing that they did with the Division not too long ago? Well, that was probably to test what they needed to know if a PTS could be done on console. So expect to see a console PTS in year 2. Which season will it be? Will it be the first season with the big patch, or will it be later on, or will it be, before that or somewhere in there? They didn't say for sure, but they did bring it up. So that does mean that they really want to see something like that happen. Now, I know all of you are probably saying, okay, Con, so we got all of this information and this is a lot of good news. Some of the news is a bit sketchy, but there seems like a lot of good news. When is this stuff going to come out? The date that they said was they were going to push for July or August. Yeah, I know it's March. I know it's March, and that is quite a while of a wait, but that's what they said. So hopefully the PTS will come before then, and maybe we can sink our teeth into some of these changes. I would say maybe in June, hopefully in June sometime. Then that would give us only about a 3-month wait to experience some of these new changes, maybe, but the likeliness of that happening is kind of low, so we'd have to see. But that is what I took away from this special year 2/year 1 anniversary report. Again, if you guys want to see the full thing and hear it straight from the horse's mouth, go over to the Division's Twitch channel. You can find everything you need to know about it from there, and I'm pretty sure that later on they're going to be doing a state of the game live stream, and I'm sure they're going to be talking about this glitch/bug buffing thing that's going on in Last Stand. Hopefully that will be cleared up by the time this video comes out. If not, nobody's gonna play that shit. So that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite part of this? What is it that you're most looking forward to? What do you think is kind of too late? And what do you think about that release date? How do you feel about the seasons? What about this free stuff weekend, including the emote and the money? What do you guys want from the Division year 2? What is it that you think is a miss? Let me know anything you are thinking. What's on your mind? How do you feel about the Division right now? Let your boy know. Until the next video, and a real talk is coming soon. I'm not even joking. I'll probably start working on it pretty soon after this. But we need to talk about some things. So that's it. I'm your boy Con, TDK, Mr. So Real. I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, I'm gone. Peace.
Huh.